He is eating it.
Just ate it.
He just ate it right there. Hey Bass Resource, James Niggemeyer here. One of my favorite ways to catch them in the cold water period or the winter months is with a crankbait. And I really rely heavily on 3 different body shapes or crankbait styles. A place that I would really consider to be a great starting spot is Main Lake Point like that. You've got deeper water access, and not only that, but you have a lot of riprap. Riprap rock kind of lines this bank right here. There's something about your cold water period of the year that really attracts bass. So it's a great starting spot to kind of check out. I also see there's a heron up there, and when I pulled in, I saw some shad birds. In the last 3 weeks, I was able to get out 3 different times on 3 different lakes with 3 different crankbaits and catch a few fish. So in this video, I want to share those 3 different baits and go over a lot of different things that I think make them fish producers this time of year. Really like rocks in the wintertime. There's something about those rocks that the fish get around. I don't know if it's crawfish or if it's the bait fish. Something about them in the wintertime. Riprap rocks just like this. And even boulders and rock veins and different places like that can really hold fish. Go! Oh yeah. Nice, Daniel. Swing over here. You kind of short strung him, what I would call it. You didn't give him enough line, but you got him though. So much excitement out of you. You got him right on the top of the head, right on top of the nose right there. So I would say he swiped at it. The first time I went out in December, we caught him in a small area, and we caught him all on a Strike King KVD 1.5 crankbait, that square bill type crankbait, in and around docks. You had to get it real close to the pilings, and the bite was really unaggressive, but it worked out well, and we salvaged what was pretty much a rough day right there towards the end of the day. And that's usually a type of scenario that you get with wintertime fishing. The last few hours that you're going to be on the water are probably going to be the best. We finally connected one. KVD 1.5, Strike King Sexy Shad. Thanks for grabbing the net. You know, when I throw way up there shallow, I lift my rod tip up. And that way, when it hits something like this, it goes up. If you got rod tip down, it wants to dig like that. It has a tendency to get more hung up. Oh, there's one. Oh gosh, good one. He's so sluggish from the cold water. Yes. Yeah, look at that. He's hardly even fighting. He came right off that ladder. He is cold. Cold, cold, cold. And again on that square bill, 1.5. Look at all the black spots on him. Pretty fish. It definitely seems like they're just swatting at it. And I've had to just bring it to a crawl. Good cast. 2 swipes in this one little area. And I'll tell you, we got here at about 11 and I wasn't in too much of a hurry to get out here, because I feel like whenever you're in the cold water period like we're at right now, the best bite is the last, say, 3-4 hours of the day. If you're in a tournament, that 1 to 3 o'clock zone is when you make a lot of hay this time of year, in my opinion. And I feel like these fish are just starting to come out of a slumber. Definitely not very aggressive. I had two. Oh, there's one. Got another one. Gosh, this is a better one. Look at that one. Yes. Look at that one right there. Now he's got it a little bit better. Look at that. He is eating it. Now I'm not cranking this fast. I'm actually just wobbling it through the water. Just and they're just eating it. We have had to cover a lot of water, and honestly, was starting to look like maybe today was going to be a pretty rough one for Daniel and I. Now it's starting to look up. I've caught 3 here in the last, say, 15 minutes, and then I had another one come off right there on that post. For my square bills, I generally keep my color selection pretty simple, which this is Strike King's Chartreuse Sexy Shad. Then this is just a standard Sexy Shad. So basically like a chartreuse for a little bit dirtier water, and then a white for like a bait fish pattern, and then some type of crawfish pattern. These are all Strike King KVD 1.5s, and they work really well for my shallow water square bill type stuff. And I'm gonna throw that in and around riprap rocks, bridge pilings, docks, wood laydowns, and even stumps. The key with these is you generally want to be around either an area that's got bait fish or an area that has some sort of deep water nearby. All our fish came in one little area, and every fish we caught today was on that KVD 1.5 square bill by Strike King Sexy Shad pattern. The water's definitely stained here on the lake, and that is going to enable fish to live shallower longer. But this lake's always been, historically, the personality of this lake has been the fish stay shallow here. Is I think a big key to what we've learned here today is a lesson that is a characteristic of bass, no matter where you are, and that is there's a way to present that bait to get them to bite. And the key was slowing it down, slower than a medium pace, and just that rod tip was just wobbling, and that square bill was just kind of coming through the water, and they'd load up on it. But there were some swatters, because I feel like the fish were in a very non-aggressive mood because of these conditions. Bright bluebird skies. We got a handful of bites. Definitely was tough. Most of the places we kept moving until we found a place where there were more fish in an area, and we were able to get them to bite that square bill. So water temperature varied between 52 and 55. For most places, I know that's not that cold, but in Texas, once you start getting the low 50s,